Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to sew this stylish, beautiful ruffle dress with a keyhole neckline and a puff sleeve. So if this sounds like something you're interested to learn, keep on watching and let's get started. Welcome back guys. So I'm going to mark a straight line here to serve as my starting line. So from that line, I'll come down by 9.5 inch. I'll come down by 12.5 inch. I'll come down by 15 inch, and from the 15 inch I'll also mark 8 inch. Okay, so I'm going to use my ruler to connect a straight line this way. After connecting, the next thing I will do is from that first line I marked, I'll come up by 2 inch, then also make a straight line with it. Once I'm through with that, I'll label as the chest line, the bust line, the under bust, the waistline, and the hip line. So from that hip line I'll come down by 7 inch. Okay, so this is an extra inch. I rule out a straight line, then I labeled as the full length. The full length is from the shoulder to where you attach your ruffle. Okay, that's the full length of this pattern that I just marked here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to mark half of my shoulder circumference plus half an inch stitching allowance. After marking, I'll place my tape from the shoulder to the chest line. I have exactly my armhole depth, so I had to mark the half of the shoulder circumference plus half an inch stitching allowance on the chest line. I made a straight line with it, then I came down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. I divide what I have there, mark the midpoint like I always do, come inside here by half an inch. Then on the chest line I'll go ahead and mark quarter of my bust circumference. Once I'm through with that, I'll connect the shoulder slope to the neck width. I already marked 3 inch for the neck width, and I also want to go ahead now to make the curve for the armhole. I already made my curve for the armhole and I labeled as the shoulder line. So from that waistline, I'll mark half of my nipple to nipple. I'll repeat the same thing on the hip line, repeat the same thing on the bust line. Go ahead and connect in a straight line like this. Okay, also connect it to this full length here, make a straight line with it. Then from the full length I came up by 2 inch and I marked it. So from the waistline I'll subtract half an inch on both sides. This is for the dart intake. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and connect from there to the bust line. Okay, then you have to connect from this 2 inch here to this other side. Can you see what I just did? Okay, go ahead and do just like that. So the only inch I took out is the half an inch on both sides for the waistline, and that is for the dart. Okay, so the next thing I want to do again now is to mark quarter of my bust circumference. Then I'll add 2 inch for seam allowance. On the waistline I'll mark quarter of my waist circumference, replace the 1 inch dart intake, and also add 2 inch for the seam allowance. On the hip line, I will mark quarter of my hip circumference, then add 2 inch for the allowance. I'll connect from the waistline to the chest line, okay, like this. Then connect from the hip line to the waistline, okay, just like this. Once I'm through with that, I'll place my tape on this hip line. I'll measure what I have there in total, then I'll include it on the full length line. After marking, then I'll connect those two dots. Okay, after marking guys, after connecting, this is what I have. The next thing I will do is to come down by 2 inch. This is for the neck depth of the back piece. I want to cut the back and front piece together with the same pattern. Okay, so first I came down by 2 inch for the neck depth of the back piece, then I also came down by 3.5 inch for the neck depth of the front piece. Okay, so I just connected it with my curve rule like this, made my round neckline. So I had to first cut the neckline for the back piece. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut. After cutting, what I did earlier on was to fold in 1 inch for zip allowance inside. Okay, you can see I already brought it out. So what I'm going to do is to mark the zip allowance line. Let me just make it very visible for you all to see. Then I'm also going to extend the waistline. Okay, I'll extend the waistline to the zip allowance. You can see I labeled as the waistline. So from that same point, I am going to come inside by half an inch. Then I'll mark it. From there I'll connect it and stop at somewhere around the neckline. Do the same thing on this other side. Okay, so this is just to avoid any form of zipper bulge after making this dress. Okay, I just removed the zipper bulge effect. So what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and cut it out. Okay, I'll just cut it out like this. So after cutting, I'll label as zip allowance. Okay, So guys, after labeling, the next thing you want to do is on this side, you're going to come up by 3 inch. You can also come up by 4 inch if you want. Okay, so I marked 3 inch there. Then I'll use my curve rule to just make the curve. Okay, you make your curve like this. So after making my curve, I want to come inside a little bit, so I'll use my free hand to do that. You can see I came inside by at least half an inch. Okay, I need it curved, so I went ahead to cut it out just like this. Okay, after cutting guys, this was what I had. Okay, after I was done cutting, this was what I had. Can you see? So the next thing I want to do now is to transfer this piece to the actual fabric. Okay, so this is the fabric I'm working with. What I have here is just 3 yards of vintage material, and this material is very beautiful, as you can see. So what I want to do is to first cut the ruffle. Okay, so I'm going to fold it into 4. Okay, this is it here. Then a fold of 4 here. Okay, so after folding, I'll bring the pattern paper, then I'm going to place my tape from the shoulder of this pattern. You can see what I did here. I placed my tape from there to this point where I curved, and what I had here was 27 inch. So I'll just remove it, then I'll subtract the 27 inch. Okay, I'll subtract the 27 inch. So if you measure yours, whatever you get, go ahead and subtract and mark your desired length for the ruffle. Okay, so this is the 27 inch, and I want to leave the ruffle length at 42, like the full length of this gown. I left it at 42, so I made a straight line there. After connecting, I'll cut it out. Okay, so this is the whole 3 yards. Okay, I use the whole 3 yards for the ruffle. Okay, the next thing you need to do is to fold your fabric by 2, then place the pattern, go ahead and cut it out. Okay, remember I said I want to cut the back piece first. After cutting the back piece, I will now do the front neckline. Okay, so go ahead and cut it out just like you see me doing here. Okay, add your half an inch stitching allowance on that end. All right, so this is it here. Now I'm going to keep this aside, then I'll work on the front piece. So go ahead and cut the neckline for the front piece, then fold in the zip allowance. Okay, you want to cut out the front piece, so fold in the zip allowance. Then from that end, you're going to come down by 3 inch. Okay, we want to achieve the opening on that neckline. So after marking the 3 inch, come inside again by half an inch. So go ahead and connect like this. Okay, you are going to give half an inch space on that side. Go ahead and connect them this way. Okay, so after marking, I'll cut it out. Okay, go ahead and cut it out just like this. Okay, after cutting guys, this was what I had. Can you see? So I'm going to now cut the front piece. I use the pattern to cut the front piece, and after cutting, this is how the front piece looks like. Okay, when you open it like this. All right, so guys, in my next tutorial I'm going to share with you guys on how to stitch and join all the pieces together. The video is already long, so I don't want to continue anymore. I would stop here for the cutting. In my next tutorial we're going to learn, or I'm going to be sharing with you on how to join all your pieces together and how you can actually achieve this dress. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit on the subscribe button, and also turn on notification bell so you don't miss the sewing part of this video. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Before I forget, I would like to let you know that the video is already ready, so I'm going to upload both videos. Okay, after uploading this one, I'll upload the second one immediately. Okay, so you don't want to mix it. Bye.